For today's Cyber CEO episode,
she cares. She shows up. She's 100% committed. After we get one thing nailed in, then we move on to the next. And then we move on to the next. And then we move on to the next. Somebody helped take notes, which gave me all of my, a lot of time back for recaps and things like that. Fast forward 4 years from now it's running my calendar. They basically just run my entire show. Just keep winning and growing together.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website 𝗙𝗹𝗹𝗶.cyberbacker.com for more details. Awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Craig, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing this wonderful day?
Yeah, I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking, Craig. And of course, for being on the show. I know you have a lot of things to do. We really appreciate you dropping by. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners, just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business, Craig?
My name is Craig Zuber, and I'm an executive coach with MAPS Coaching. How about that?
There. How long have you been a MAPS coach, Craig?
8 years.
8 years. How about in real estate? How long have you been in the business?
Since 2004.
2004.
18 years.
Gosh, a lot of experience right there. Yeah.
Except, I'm third generation. I'm a third generation real estate agent on both sides of my family. So technically I've been in the real estate industry for 48 years. How about that?
Gosh, a lot of years in the business, a lot of experience. Now, how about working with someone virtual, just like what they're doing with your Cyberbacker? Is this your first time doing it?
It's not. No, I've made mistakes before in the past. This is my first time doing it right.
Okay, with Cyberbacker.
No, I've had a Cyberbacker now for 4 years.
4 years.
At least.
Gosh.
Maybe more than that. I made mistakes in the past before. But yeah, my current relationship with 𝗙ecie, who's my current assistant, is going on 4 years. Yes.
I don't experience right there again. But how did you first find out about Cyberbacker anyway?
That's a loaded question, considering Craig Goodliffe is the CEO and him and I were in the same cadre, and he executed and built Cyberbacker through our original, group of coaches together. It wasn't called Cyberbacker. It was just organically grown because Goodliffe had hired his own virtual assistant, and then he was having success from there organically.
There we go. Now, talk to me about your experience with Cyberbacker, though. You went through our hiring process before. So how did you make the final decision? Did you have any specific qualifications or the specific needs when you were hiring your Cyberbacker?
Yeah, it's a good question. In order to set people up for success, there's certain things that are negotiable here's what I did. I just wanted to make sure the things that I was okay that you could be trained on, and the things that I needed you to absolutely know already. Mm-hmm. The example that I give with that, even though it's really, really basic, is if I need you to be able to type faster than I can actually talk because I need the notes taken, mm-hmm. or I need you to be able to keep up with me, then I need you to already be able to type at 90 words a minute. I can't bring somebody on that's currently typing at 30 words and get them up to 90. That's zero for me. There's a time where I'm like, yeah, go ahead and learn that. And there's a time that I absolutely need you to already have that capability.
Somewhat of a standard then, am I right?
100%. Here's the certain standards that I have. And also, I know I'm a direct person. I know the type of personality I have. So if you're offended in any way by who I am and how I work, it's not going to work. So I just let you know out of the gate, here's how you win with me. Here's how you lose with me. Here's who I am. I have a whole lot of fun, but I'm also really, really passionate. And sometimes those words show up.
Right. So really setting proper expectations on what's going to happen during the partnership then. Now, more about your Cyberbacker. What are the tasks that you leverage off? You already mentioned note-taking. So what else do you leverage off to your Cyberbacker?
The leverage piece is quite a bit, but I would say setting people up for success, it's you start with something and they get that, and then you start layering it on. So you start understanding hey, they're with me side by side. We're communicating. Number one, it's constant communication. That's how you set people up for success, right? Tell them what they're doing right. That's how I would start it. And then after we get one thing nailed in, then we move on to the next. And then we move on to the next. And then we move on to the next. So you fast forward. Yeah. Somebody helped take notes, which gave me all of my, like a lot of time back for recaps and things like that. Fast forward 4 years from now it's running my calendar. They basically just run my entire show.
So everything that they can do online, everything that they can do in front of a computer, they do for you then. Am I right?
For the most part. But again, you just grow into that. And to make sure that there's things where you just grow into it. You don't know what you don't know until you start to work with somebody. So, and then I always want people to be able to get ahead. And if technology shuts down, so for instance, it's not just the first thing that I get from Minnie. The first thing that I get is any reminder that she wouldn't be able to execute on herself. That would have been my responsibility. Most of the things she can do herself. But there are times where I may have said something that I was going to do for a client or whatever, that's my responsibility. If I didn't tell her that I completed that, she sends me a reminder and she's instructed to never let that go until I have said I have completed it or we no longer need to do it. So reminder is the first thing. The second thing that follows up is my entire schedule for the day, but it's not just the schedule. It all has links so that as soon as I click that link, the entire business shows up. It has not just their name, but it also has links to their telephone number, their email address. In case my technology shuts down for some reason, I need to actually know what their telephone number is. All of those things are learned by just constant communication. How do we improve? How do we evolve? Just keep winning and growing together.
There we go. Now, you already talked about it earlier. I have a quick question about that. What's the secret to the successful partnership with someone who's virtual?
In the very beginning, you got to invest the time, right? Whether you're virtual or you're in the office, you can still communicate face to face, right? So
Sure.
I would start my morning off face to face, so we see each other. We may need to do a midday recap and see each other again, especially newer into the relationship, and then an end of the day recap. But it's an investment. It's an investment
True.
in a relationship,
100%.
regardless if you're virtual or regardless if you're in house. If you treat a virtual relationship different than you treat an in-house, well, it's your responsibility, right? Like you got to own that.
Yes, because again, I think there's no real difference between working with someone who's virtual and with someone who's in-house anyway, right?
Absolutely. They're both human beings and it still
Sure.
requires communication. It still requires expectations. How do you win? How do you lose? Nothing changes.
Same thing. Yeah, 100% agree with you there. Now, one last question for you, Craig. For sure, your cyberbacker is going to be able to listen to this and watch this once we have this online. So we'd like to know, what do you like most about your cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
That I can make her laugh.
Oh, really? The humor.
Yeah, the humor. No, I mean, she cares. She shows up. She's 100% committed. She cares. We communicate in regards to even long-term strategy in regards to her, right? Like, do you see yourself doing it? Like, for how long? What's your exit strategy? Is there anything else I can help you with? Are you still being fulfilled at doing this? Because if not, if you're not being fulfilled or you don't enjoy it or things with my schedule have changed, that my number one focus is that, hey, I want to set you up for success. And if we need to do a 3-month, and Minnie and I had that conversation in regards to if you want to do a 3-month or a 6-month or a 1-year exit strategy. And she spent a lot of time reflecting on that and going back and forth and realizing, no, I want to stay doing this. So you just got to care.
Got to care. And again, the match has to be there. Again, proper expectations is what you mentioned. And you have to work on both ways, not just on your end, but on your cyberbacker's end too, right?
Yeah. And so it's just being aware too. There will be times where I know that I'm not going to beat you up if you made a mistake. We're just going to realize what it was, what we learned from it so that we don't have to do it again. And that's really important for us. Like, we don't do it daily. We don't need to do it daily. What I will tell you, one of the secrets that we also have is at the end of each week on a Friday, she sends me a recap of lessons that she learned from me for the week and lessons on a common theme that maybe the clients learned. And it's a good way to see if we're on the same page or not.
So she does that every day of the week, every Friday for the past few years.
Every Friday.
No miss.
No miss. No. doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be
course.
some long list. I mean, yeah, it started where, there was a lot, but some of it's reoccurring or themed wise. And so she may just send me, 3 or 4 bullets, or she may say like, well, here was the common theme. Here's what I got. It's just to make sure that we're always on the same page.
There we go. Now, Craig, we are very, very excited to see where this partnership grows to, of course, for many more years to come. And again, thank you very much for dropping by. I had fun talking to you today.
My pleasure. Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.